morning, T-Wolves. Mr. Quentin here with what we did for Monday, April 5th, 2021. That's right, folks. It's time to learn some more about economics. Woo! I know you are so excited. I can feel your excitement through the power of the internet. Yes. So, what are we going to be learning about economic-wise today? Well, folks, we're going to be learning about the 4 factors of production. Yes, the 4 factors of production. Basically, if you have a business or anyone who starts a business or runs a business, they will be using the 4 factors of production in some form or fashion, generally at all times. So, what are those? Well, hey, let's go find out. So, we're going to, as always, pretend we're first period. You're going to go to your particular period, jump down to quarter 4, head on into week of April 5th, and then you shall see Monday. So, jump on in for Monday. You'll see that we've got 4 factors of production video. We have got a reading here for you, and then we've got a minor grade assignment. All right, so 4 factors of production video is a wonderful little video here. You'll be able to see it on YouTube. You can see that it's only about 6 minutes long. We'll definitely be doing this in class. Now, this 4 factors of production reading definitely is here available for you. If you would like to go back over this to help explain the video further, that is fine. But I am really leaving this here more as a resource for you, and you can definitely use this to help you study because you will need to understand the 4 factors of production, okay? So you'll see that there are some self-check questions. You do not have to do those. If you would like to use them to help you study, absolutely. But this whole thing is going to be covered in the video that we watch, but some people like to read. If you do want to read, see how we have these wonderful little paragraphs here? Break each part into these little chunks. One little chunk here, one little chunk here, etc., etc. So, folks, again, we have land, we have labor, we have capital, and we have entrepreneurship. Folks, land simply means the actual land we're using and where our natural resources come from that allow us to make our goods and or services. So, for example, a dairy farmer will need physical land with which to use for the cattle to go out there and have space to do what they need to do. There would also include the grass that those cattle need to eat. So that they can produce some milk. Maybe they wouldn't use grass per se. Perhaps maybe you'll use hay or corn. Well, then that hay or that corn becomes part of the land that you are using. Am I a steel works producer? Well, then in that case, the land that I need will be the natural resources of the ore that gets mined so that I can make my steel. It could also be the actual land that my factory is on or whatever. That's the land. When it comes to the labor, folks, labor is basically all of the people you need to get that work done. That's what labor is. You have the labor, which is the physical people, and how much work they can do for you. That's their productivity. You have to be able to balance that productivity to make sure that you're getting all of your needs met to make sure that the business will run. Ideally, you are paying these people very well so that they want to do a good job for you. So that's the labor. Capital is the idea of the capital goods that you're going to need. That actual factory you're going to need to process your ore. The barns or the equipment that you'll need to have those cattle be able to produce their milk. The desks that you'll have people set at in your office, the office building you might use for that kind of stuff, the computers you're going to need. Those are all your capital goods, things that allow your business to work, the actual things, where the people are the labor and the land is the natural resources you're going to use. Your capital is basically the stuff you will need for your business to work. Finally, you have entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is just a very, very fancy word for saying running the business. And so you are using your entrepreneurship skills when you start your business, when you come up with your plan, when you hire people, when you are buying the equipment, your capital goods that you're going to need, when you're managing the productivity of your labor, when you're defining what kind of natural resources you're going to use. Those are all aspects of entrepreneurship. So that's what we have here. That's what this whole reading is going to cover there for you. Okay. So if you're a reader, this is going to be for you. If you're a watcher, this is going to be for you. And we will be doing this part in class for sure. Finally, I do have a minor grade assignment that needs to get knocked out for you. Okay. I have included as a wonderful little attachment here because you'll see it just says to follow the directions in the Google Doc to complete it. It's a minor grade. This is points. It is due tonight, 11:59. So please make sure you get it in. I've got a wonderful little attachment here for you, and it's just a simple little flashcard to help make sure that you know what the factors of production look like. Okay? So you can reference this as you complete this document. And it is just a simple fill it in, folks. So each little section here has some directions for each factor of production. Give me a short description. Just a couple sentences is fine. For land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Here, you're going to match the image to the resource type. And just because it looks like one thing doesn't mean it can't be more than one thing. I'm looking for the way you're looking at it, all right? And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. You've got an image here. It's asking what the resource is, the labor, the capital, the entrepreneurship. Again, here, you're just going to fill this stuff out. And then last but not least, you're going to learn about John wanting to build a toy. And then you're going to answer those questions based on this little paragraph here. Now, what is all that going to look like? Hey, Mr. Quentin's got you right here, folks. So you can see here how I have filled it out and answered all of the questions. And again, just a sentence or two. Does not need to be much. You're just trying to basically summarize there. And again, here you can see that while this would definitely be capital and this would definitely be labor because this is someone that you're hiring to do the job, here some people might say that this is labor because these are people who are working. Other people might say, but this is like a business meeting where they're running, about running the company based on what it looks like. So they might say entrepreneurship. And you know what? Either one of those answers are okay. So again, here, you might say, well, this is all the land that people are using. You know what? That is land. So that might be correct. Some people might sit there and go, but see, we're talking about the big wind farm here, and that is capital. That's stuff you're going to need to run that business of making power. So they put capital there. And again, here, your land that's growing your natural resource would be correct. You could also argue that this is the stuff that people are using to make a product of some kind, right? If we have apples here, or maybe those are tomatoes or something, then maybe they're getting used for a product or a good. So sometimes it will just be one thing. Sometimes it might be two things, and that's okay. Again, here, you're just basically trying to answer the questions based on the pictures. Okay, so you can see here how we have done that here with the sewing machine lady and the chef in the kitchen, as well as these coal miners. These are coal miners, by the way. And then finally, John building his toy so that you can see the answers to those questions as well. Okay, now again, these are here to guide you. Please don't copy me, but that's going to be it. Get that in by 11:59, please, so that you don't lose points for it for being late. Other than that, send me that note in school. Just send me that email if you need anything. Other than that, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Mr. Quentin, out.